computer.
All right, here we go. Welcome to the Mark for Life Wrestling Podcast. My name is Jeff Bailey.
I'm Jerry Jones, and what a week.
Dude, man. The Sands of Time delivered.
Yes.
And Rampage delivered. I mean, I think there's a lot of things to be happy about. WWE had a bad run there for a while, and I feel like they really put out the best show they could. And then Rampage, for a pre-recorded 1-hour TV show, holy shit, that was some good wrestling.
There was some great wrestling, and I said it's been a good week, but the week isn't over. The week of wrestling is not over. I mean, but so think about. Think about this. Like, for wrestling fans, we will have, and we'll get into the past couple of days, but we will have 3 consecutive days. 3 consecutive days of high quality wrestling. Yeah.
Notice we didn't count SmackDown in that.
You know what? And we didn't count SmackDown.
Didn't count SmackDown in that quality wrestling.
Here's what I will say. Here's what I'll say, Jeff, about SmackDown. And this is not, I mean, obviously, I think it's pretty clear by now for anyone that's been watching the show that we are absolutely marks. We're AEW marks.
Big time.
In respect,
pro wrestling, Mark. I like good pro wrestling.
And I think AEW is the best pro wrestling in the business. But I don't think anyone should have expected, after a pay-per-view of the magnitude of Crown Jewel, just thinking pure logistics, for them to then come back the next night and execute Friday night SmackDown.
Have a killer show.
Yeah, and the fact that it would wait until now for a glitch.
Hey, it took a while, but I think
get it
over with at some point.
Get it over with. But yeah, I take my hat off to Vince and the entire WWE team to execute a Friday night, SmackDown. I mean, they, all things considered, the fact that they actually pulled off a show is pretty incredible. I will give them that.
I mean, the fact that you can go, halfway around the world and put on another big time spectacle wrestling show. Yeah. A couple of days later is wow.
Yeah. And I have to tip my cap to Brock Lesnar and Roman Reigns, because not only did they headline the pay-per-view, but they carried the first 42 minutes.
40 minutes of SmackDown. And don't get me wrong, I'm sure that they didn't flag Coach on the way home.
Right.
I'm pretty sure they got to ride in the private jet.
So there won't
get the good treatment.
You're saying there won't be a documentary about this plane ride? There won't be a plane ride from hell part 2? Probably
not. I think that if a WWE employee probably even has a drink on a plane, you're playing with fire.
Yeah. For those of you who may not know what we're referring to, just Google plane ride from hell, and you don't need it. It's very poor behavior on a lot of us. So what do we do? I mean, so we've been talking about Crown Jewel. Do we want to say any more about
I think that you might as well hit the good points and say, there's a lot of great wrestling. It's what WWE events had lacked, and I think that we had complained about. Got an extended length women's triple threat match, which was unexpected. and freaking awesome match. Terrible finish.
Oh yeah.
But a really, really awesome match. Got to see a lot of different things highlighted for a lot of different people, and getting to see EST, how strong she is and how awesome she is with how unique she can be.
Yeah.
I'm just disappointed you don't see the belt change hands, or and then a belt swap tonight. Oh,
the belt swap tonight was not good.
I didn't even watch it because
I had high hopes because I kind of figured that would highlight the nightcap for SmackDown. Wasn't great. And I guess here's the thing: when you've got three, you got such talented people in the ring. You had three of the four horsewomen in the ring. It's kind of hard to have a great finish. But man, they compounded it by not having, and then the awkwardness of having to, yeah.
I don't know. Could have just let Sasha win, or just make it clean, but don't. Could have let EST win, and let it be the end of a good story.
Well, yeah.
Becky beats her. Wasn't ready for it. It's SummerSlam, but revenge, going off, but I guess they're going to the same program, so what's the matter?
Well,
they're going to Raw anyway. So
what you do is you probably have Sasha win, so you don't have to do a belt swap.
Sense to me.
Sasha wins because she's already in SmackDown. Charlotte, you've got to vacate your title because you're going to SmackDown. Okay.
No.
And then you do Charlotte, and Sasha. Yeah, but I'm sure
not happening. Not in Vince world. Come on, man.
Not in Vince world, and not in Fox world. They're like,
no,
Charlotte is going to be
carry the belt with her no matter what.
Yeah, but I thought, I thought the Seth Rollins Edge
classic.
Wow. Yeah, instant
How
classic.
good has Edge been on this run back? But oh man, wearing him out though. A 35-minute match to start an event, I thought was pretty crazy, but kind of set a weird timbre or tone for a tempo for the pay-per-view. It was a long show.
Yeah,
that was a long show. But the only dud I kind of feel is your Mansoor match. That was for the homers anyway, and they loved it. They ate up that karate guy. I don't know who he is.
Can we send America's Top Team to WWE? Can we just
Dan Lambert to manage Mansoor? There you go. That's a winner if I've ever heard one.
That was a dog of a match. Goldberg Lashley was a good match.
Surprisingly, what's the goal for a Goldberg match? Doesn't kill the other person, which he's been saying he wants to kill Bobby Lashley all week.
Right.
I've got to kill you, Bobby. And then, and then the whole he just yelling like a crazy old guy.
Yeah.
You touch my son. I just, it was a little over the top.
Yeah.
The rants, the Mel Gibson, give me back my son.
Yeah.
Moments were was a little too much for me. But that was pretty good. And then Lesnar Reigns, good match. Way overbooked for the finish, but
yeah.
Too much going on there at the finish, but it still is a good match.
Yeah.
It's kind of what you want from two big, giant, unbeatable dudes.
Yeah, it was
hit each other with their best shots and didn't pin each other. And the old Stanley adage, kind of always want your big names to just fight to these climactic draws. And move on to the next thing.
Yeah.
And when you get to revisit this at Royal Rumble or whatever else, and it was, I think it was, like I said, a good pay-per-view for WWE. And that has to give hope to the locker room down there, I think.
Mm-hmm. They should feel good. They should feel really good. Oh, and we didn't talk about Dewdrop and
Zelina.
The Queen's
I
Crown.
thought the match was kind of throwaway, but I mean,
yeah,
Dewdrop selling the code red was actually really impressive.
Yeah. I like Dewdrop as a talent.
That is an athletic maneuver. And I had us off to her for selling that move.
Dewdrop is I think she can be a star. I think I feel like she's connecting.
Kind of imperiled. I mean, the whole idea of them. That's the thing. These poor women were wrestling in the full body suits and giant malfitting t-shirts.
I feel like Dewdrop didn't really have to.
For the Arab
Dewdrop didn't have to change her attire too much, though. I don't think.
I think. I mean, dude, even she shows some skin.
Yeah.
But it's just kind of funny to have them wearing all these clothes. It's just kind of ridiculous. And then I gotta watch all these other big slabs of beef out there.
Yeah,
the thing they like watching the dudes in Saudi.
Yeah, it's interesting. It was an interesting juxtaposition that that these mostly men in the audience. There were some women there. It was interesting to see how the women were lighting up when, for the triple threat match.
Oh, yeah.
Sure. And I really thought EST, like, she kind of came out, and even though she was closed, she was like, I'm doing me, which I respected that. Should. Yeah.
She's an awesome talent. I mean,
yeah. Oh.
And then she's on top of the
pro the rankings. Yeah. I mean,
she can win lately.
I'm a Charlotte.
Cannot buy a win.
I'm a Charlotte mark, but I think Bianca. I think if I were doing a draft of women wrestlers from all of the affiliations, I'd take Bianca as my number one overall pick. I just think that she's just pretty That's amazing.
Tough.
Yeah.
It's pretty much between Britt, Charlotte, Bianca.
Yeah.
I mean, I think you got to have Sasha in the conversation too. I mean, she's just too good. Just too good.
Yeah. Well, what do we think about before any closing thoughts on
Crown Jewel?
Yeah.
No, I don't really. I mean, I think it was, like I said, it was the event that they needed to have, and it's got to probably get some good feelings in the locker room.
Yeah.
And I mean, after the beating last week of Rampage, beating them in the demographic and the sacred demographic.
Yeah.
When they went head to head, it kind of had to hurt. I think that's why you saw such a good show from Crown Jewel. I feel like that,
Yeah.
But then it was just kind of a lot more of the same on SmackDown.
Well, yeah, I think what I saw
which is disappointing.
Yeah, what I saw out of last night or yesterday was the veterans, the main eventers carried this event. They delivered. And yeah, that's exactly why they get paid the big bucks. And it'll be interesting to see like how they build on top of it. But you're right, losing head to head in that demographic, and they can spin it.
Say something.
What's that?
I mean, it had to tell Vince McMahon something.
Oh yeah, you can. You can spin it any way you want on Twitter and all that stuff. But the numbers are the numbers.
The numbers do not lie.
The numbers don't lie. No.
Ruby Soho and the Bunny tied.
Roman and Brock Lesnar. Yeah. I love the meme.
Tied it. I mean,
I love the meme, the acknowledge her
Acknowledge
meme.
the bunny, dude. I mean, that's, you tempted fate, and this is what happens.
Yeah.
And you know, I think, move on to Rampage. It was awesome.
Yeah. Yes.
And,
well, SmackDown is my favorite pregame AEW Rampage show. Like that's how I treat.
it's just a pregame for
It's
Rampage.
pregame.
Wow.
Yeah, that's what it is to me.
Unless Daniel Bryan's, wrestling Suzuki.
Yeah.
But I kind of wonder if they're going to start bringing more of these. Buy-ins. Trying to rip more of the SmackDown crowd.
Well, yeah, and I think the beauty, so I would say what works for WWE is that they've got the well-established names. And the thing about AEW is we got a handful of household names, and then we've got just a bunch of super talented wrestlers from all over the world that most of us have not seen before, unless you're truly like in the weeds, diehard pro wrestling fan. And so I think what AEW brings is like, it's new and exciting. And even Booker T, who seems to be all over the place. Mr. Spinneroonie.
Booker getting in there.
But he's kind of like, hey, he's like, I agree with what Roman said, but I also could see that every time, I turn on AEW, everybody's having a good time.
Yep.
They're
wrestling.
Yeah.
They're wrestling.
Right. And
how many minutes to get into a wrestling match on SmackDown tonight?
So it took, I say 46 minutes, because Drew McIntyre and some other guy, like, they introduced the match at like the 42-minute mark, but they didn't physically engage until after commercial. So if any engagement they had was during commercial.
Wow.
It was at the 46-minute mark. I don't count the Reigns Lesnar interaction because that was not a match. They didn't wrestle. So it took about 45 minutes.
Whereas Hobbs and OC hooked up within like 2 minutes.
2 minutes. 2 minutes they were wrestling. Yeah.
In the end of the show.
Yeah.
And how about the whole, I love Roman's tweeting last week about nobody's physically imposing on AEW. Like, you say that to Will Hobbs?
Right.
Say that to Will Hobbs?
Right.
I mean, that is some grade A sirloin there, brother.
Well, and this is not professional physically imposing. It's professional wrestling.
Yeah.
Okay.
Wrestling.
Yeah.
Wrestler.
Yeah. Roman Reigns, you're a big dude. Brock, you're a big dude. Bobby Lashley, Goldberg, all big dudes. And they're very entertaining in the ring. None of them would fare well. Well, I shouldn't say none of them. Brock could, he just doesn't. Even oversized.
You got to wrestle, more than once a year.
I would take Kenny Omega over any of those guys in a wrestling
all of
match.
Them.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
I mean, just more fun to watch.
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, don't get me wrong. I think the Usos are awesome. I think the Usos are great. Yeah. But I mean, I'd rather watch a Young Bucks match.
Yeah.
I mean, wouldn't you? I think.
Yeah.
I think most fans would rather watch that match.
I mean, the match we got between, and I text you saying I didn't love the ending, but Orange Cassidy and Will Hobbs, that match was better than anything I saw tonight on SmackDown. It was a great. It was a good first match.
It was an interesting match. I'd rate it like a B-, maybe.
Yeah.
B- area.
Yeah.
Protecting Orange a lot, I think, and but there were a good couple little spots.
Yeah.
But that whole, then Hobbs with the referee, and
that was a little much with the referee. I didn't like that at all. I think as fans of AEW, I don't think you needed to protect Cassidy the way he did, I think people could believe that Cassidy could find a way to win. Yeah, he just steals one.
It's all right. You can. I mean, I'm
But-
never a big fan of. Just never a big fan of the roll up, and steal win, especially when it's something supposed to be on the line. You know, advancing to a title match or stuff like that. I kind of always hate the cheap quickies.
Yeah.
I like a good decisive match, but I mean, it protects Hobbs, and you know, I kind of wonder what the goal is with Hobbs at this point. I mean,
I mean,
he just kind of is he a bit? I mean, is he just a big guy jobber, or
I sincerely hope
see
not.
More?
He's got
see more with him.
If I were Tony Khan, I would sincerely make it an effort to begin to build him up, to put him over, because I feel like he's getting better at in-ring storytelling. I just he and Hook, I just love that dynamic.
Hook and Hobbs.
Yeah, he's got talent, but it was clear, and that's the thing. I think part of why I think we're willing to let them skate on not a very good ending to the match is that we all know that they're setting up the Orange Cassidy John Moxley matchup, and
that's where we're going.
So it's kind of like okay, we all know where we're headed.
However, we got to get there.
Yeah. So
I don't maybe necessarily like that we took that road, but we did. And
yeah.
That's what happened.
Yeah. I mean, but think about Hobbs he's gotten time with Punk. He's gotten. I mean, I feel like he's going to be on the rise. I think he's in the next year. I think he's somebody to watch.
Yeah. Well, let's see if we get some W's.
Yeah.
I mean, that's always kind of the.
Yeah.
And then so we get Pac, or I guess a Penta segment. And, he's here. Holy shit, Penta is here, and then Pac is actually on the show.
Right. Yeah.
They finally found the piece of luggage.
Yeah.
He's been locked in Heathrow. And they found him, and he's alive and well, and he actually made it to television.
I will say that Pac, more than anybody, and I guess they still exist, but more than anyone, I think Pac needs to hire a dedicated travel agent. He needs someone
very, very clearly.
Yes,
this is definitely something you've got to work on, because wow, I don't think he's been on TV. We're going on very long time, months maybe.
Yeah, I will tell you that I would never fly anywhere with Pac. If Pac is like, hey man,
clearly
we should
luck.
Yeah, he's bad luck. He is not the best travel companion.
Bad luck.
Yeah, I would not recommend it.
So we the FTR steals the belts.
Yeah.
Ooh, just getting a lot of heat. Like it. It's what they should be doing. Kind of like, I mean, it's what I've wanted FTR to do for quite a while. It. Just be bad guys. And clearly they ain't doing no moonsaults in the masks. That's just fantastic.
Yeah.
I just, I can't watch the idea of just them, just arm barring and hammer locking these lucha libre guys is just wonderful.
Yeah.
So I hope that goes on.
Yeah.
And then so we go on to the Britt Anna Jay match.
Yeah.
What were your thoughts on this one?
I thought Anna Jay, Jericho had mentioned it, and I agree. Like, for someone of her experience level, she shows more skill than someone at her typical experience level. She handled herself great in the ring with the champ.
There are a couple of times I felt like her offense is slightly self-conscious.
Yes.
And it's like, you don't have to be self-conscious about drop kicking the champ, you got to make it look good. You need
Yeah.
you don't need to have to feel bad that you just drop kick Britt Baker. You can be happy about it. And
Yeah.
sometimes she doesn't necessarily look happy about it. And
well, it's because she's been I feel like she's been catching Britt flush.
Yeah.
Many times, and I don't know if she's feeling self-conscious about that. Like, I'd be curious to know kind of what's behind this I like she's not pulling her punches, but
I mean, that could be between the two of them. I mean,
yeah,
I don't know if she's I don't know if Anna is a known potato thrower or but Britt looked a little rusty. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah.
But goddamn, Britt knows where the camera is.
Yeah.
She knows where the camera is and she finds it and she just keeps you entranced that you are in the ring with them.
Yeah.
And it is one of those things where I really, if anyone has not watched a Being the Elite video yet, I highly recommend it.
I've watched my first one in a while. Yeah, it was pretty good.
Well, Cutler's, you're literally getting Cutler's camera angle while they're in the ring with these guys. And you get just like this whole extra layer of kayfabe, that's built into it. You're like literally in the ring now.
Right.
And Britt does this during matches so well.
Yeah.
And she really, really lures you into thinking that you're right there with her watching the match.
Yeah.
You're in the ring. It's you. It's not just Britt, the ref, and whoever she's wrestling. It's you, Britt, ref, and whoever she's wrestling.
Well, yeah. And to the point where, I haven't played video games in quite a long time, but it gets to that point where she almost, when you connect with her, it's almost like she becomes your avatar. Like, not only are you in the ring with her, but it's almost like that's your skin.
She's doing what you want her to be doing.
Yeah.
She's showboating where you want to showboat. She's winking at the camera where you want her to wink at it. And she just does it so well. And that's why she's clearly going to have she's top level, and she's going to be top level.
Yeah.
Her whole career.
Yeah. I will say this though, to the wrestling piece. I don't know what's going on. I don't know if she's like fending off injury, or if it's just exhaustion because she's still seeing patients.
Been wrestling on TV in a while though. I think they're protecting the wrist.
Yeah. I hope she
gets. I know she works constantly, full time.
Yeah. But I thought, I thought it was a good match. I'm just, I get it. Like, I'm just not a fan of the outside interference, and I know that she and Tay Connie have a match, or
Tay's number one contender. I mean, it's always like a big surprise in AEW. It's like, hey, big surprise. Tay Connie, she wasn't even in the top 5 last week.
I'm like, how did she become
one contender now?
Yeah, how did she become how did she become the number 1 contender?
No idea. This is just the way it's kind of like one of those iffy things about the AEW and how they pick these things.
Because I'm sure
it's a little sketchy.
I'm sure I'm sure Jade Cargill might have something to say about who the number
Jade, 1. I'm pretty. I thought Thunder Rosa was the number 1
contender. Yeah.
I mean, like, I don't know.
Yeah.
Like I said, they do this. It's kind of one of those things. One of the things I do have problems with about AEW is it's definitely how you manifest the top contender spots.
Yeah. But I thought it was a good match. And
yes.
Like we said, we're thinking about, we're working with an hour, and they are between, they're the match right before, Pac and Andrade too.
Right.
Which, just wow.
It was good stuff too.
Oh man. Oh,
well done, well wrestled.
Yeah.
Gals brought it. And like I said, Britt was a little rusty, but the finish is great. No, good Healy finish. He didn't have too much interference. Just good Healy interference. That was a good finish. I like it. Great match. Moves Anna forward. Shows that she can wrestle with Britt, that she's a top contender.
Yeah.
Britt doesn't lose. Looks good. You know, wins for everybody.
Yeah. It's a win. It's a win-win. And my apologies, everyone. My internet struck back on me again. It's the first time it's happened all day. I don't know how many Zoom calls I've done today. And
it's the way the cookie crumbles, my dad.
That's just
technology cookie comes and bites us all.
Yeah. You know who I missed tonight? I missed Mark Henry.
Yeah, what the hell?
I'm like, I needed his
main event.
There's been enough talk.
There's been enough talk.
I mean, and you know, of course, yeah. I mean, I love Tony. I love Tony Schiavone.
This is one of the worst ones ever, too.
Yeah, it was like, come on, Tony.
Andrade making no sense. Pac just can't get over his accent, talking too fast, and it's like, okay, it's just get to the wrestling.
I honestly, I got to tell you, I think it's become part of the AEW charm in these Rampage matches, just how bad those promos are. Like, it's so
good though.
I mean, that's what I'm saying. They're so bad that they're good. Great. Yeah. And you know,
that was Mark the first few.
Yeah,
they were awfully good.
Yeah,
but now he's actually kind of found his stride a little bit, and you just know it's going to be goofy.
Yeah,
I feel like they need to have 2.0 to do all these interviews.
Yeah, that would be awesome. that would be so cool, great. Man. These two guys, they gave us a main event match.
These guys know how to wrestle each other.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
They know how to wrestle each other. They know how to do it really, really good too.
Yeah.
Holy wow. There's just so many great spots in this match.
Yeah.
I mean, they're just going in from it. The only one thing I bitch about, they did not time his music coming out.
No.
Well, from the break, which it's like, come on. You want to be in the WWE's game and play by their rules and win. Sometimes you got to do this right.
Yeah.
It's something that WWE will always get right. They're going to play the dude's music at the right time to make sure you get the maximum impact of it.
Right. Yeah.
Missing the mark. His music's already playing when they come back from commercial. I don't like that. Come on, guys. Get it together a little tighter than that.
Yeah.
Other than that, massive suicido in the first couple moments of the match.
Yeah.
I mean, just that holy shit twisting dive that he does. That huge big boot. The timing on that boot was incredible. And then just some massive moves from Pac, that huge moonsault to the outside.
Yeah.
And then that DDT to the busted out DDT, which is a busted, definitely a broken play there.
Yeah.
But that was still awesome. But then what do you think of the finish here?
Oh, well, first let me just say that the match that I saw tonight, for me, it may have been the most entertaining match I've seen in AEW, and that, yes, I'm including the match. Omega Danielson, which was incredible.
It was really good.
This match was just awesome. But I mean, the thing with the Omega Danielson was obviously the setting, the stage, and just
30-minute match.
Yeah. But this was a great match. I was like, I almost text you. I'm like, no, we'll just talk about it on the pod. I loved it. And then I immediately hated the ending.
Do you hate it because Cody came out?
Yes. Like, it's like, oh, like,
I wondered if you're going to hate it because of the Cody coming out.
I mean, you have Crazy Arn, and you know how I feel about Crazy Arn. I love Crazy Arn, but he comes out with his, his Glock.
Pull it on the clock for you.
Yeah. And
Arn, oh man.
What would have?
Oh boy.
What
Arn.
should have happened? Well, let me start. What should have happened? I have to start by saying what should not happen. What should not happen is that there shouldn't be a Malachi Black Cody Rhodes match on Dynamite tomorrow. That being said, it's already done. It's happening. That should not be happening. What should have happened in this match, at the end of this match tonight, the lights went down. So I knew immediately that it was going to be Malachi Black when the lights went out.
Of course.
And I'm like, oh, like like you in the show with those three guys in the ring, and you're like, holy crap, what happens? Or
you beat him up.
Or yeah, he does the mist.
He beats everybody up.
He does the mist on Pac, and Andrade is like, oh, you're with me. And then he does the same thing to Andrade. And you just end it with Malachi Black.
Could be.
With Malachi Black standing there. I was upset that it was used as a device to hype up Cody. And so now I'm like, now you've almost kind of ruined the match, if that's possible. You've ruined the match. You've ruined the match tomorrow. Yeah, when it was booked. Yeah.
I don't know. I feel like now they're really, really struggling to make it relevant and awesome. And it's not gonna be. But I just kind of am ready for it to be over.
Yeah.
You always hate to say that in wrestling. I just really want this angle to be over. That's just kind of sad.
Yeah.
You know, that's not awesome. That's not the way you want it.
Yeah. Yeah. I would have, I mean, I think the thing that I wanted to see, because what I've been wanting to see is I've been looking for the evolution of Malachi Black, and I just felt like it's time to create separation from this whole Cody thing. You put that guy, because now, I mean, to me, it's a natural, like, oh, we might get a triple threat match with these three guys down the road at some point.
No, that's not the idea. I mean, I don't think that would be the idea. But beat the brakes off of everybody in your faction and you multiple times. He's knocked everybody out. He's knocked Arn Anderson out. He's knocked everybody else out. He's beat you multiple times. He's beat everybody in your faction multiple times. What else is left to do? I mean, even a really weak shot, Cody 1-2-3 over him at this point. It doesn't do anything for either of them. Again, him beating Cody doesn't do anything for either of them. I mean, they painted it into a corner. And now they gotta just live with it. That's kind of a bummer.
I think the thing is
you're wasting one of the most over guys in the company, and clearly he cannot be pinned right now.
He cannot be pinned.
You cannot have him, and Cody cannot be pinning Malachi Black.
And here's the thing:
they do the place. They'll burn the place to the ground.
We don't want Cody.
No,
we don't. Well, let me just say,
I
don't
guess
know.
It's his season finale of the show tomorrow, so I guess he's got time to be a wrestler again.
I mean, I don't want to say that we don't want Cody. I don't want to say that I don't want Cody. I am tired of trying to force Cody down our throat. I tell you what, it would make more sense for Cody to be in the championship tournament than it does for his brother.
And Dustin?
What the hell is he doing in this thing?
No idea. Where's Miro? Where's Malachi Black?
Right.
Where's the guys that actually should be in this thing?
Right.
All your and Adam Cole, all these guys are undefeated in your company.
Right.
But no, you've got the natural is somehow in this tournament. Again, makes zero sense.
Yeah.
I mean, unless was it his dream match to be wrestled Daniel? I mean,
maybe so. Maybe that's a thing that he's
for an
wanted.
American Dragon.
Yeah, the American. Yeah, I
Should
mean,
be.
maybe that's just something he's always wanted to do, is get in the ring with Danielson, and so this is his opportunity. I just feel like I'm like the promotion. You know, like we don't have to push all the roads. You know,
No.
like I get it.
Dear God, no.
I mean,
it's done.
Yeah,
it's done, dude. You're
Yeah.
in charge. It's your show
Yeah.
now. We don't need to see you wrestling tons anymore.
Right.
I mean, I felt like we got too much Triple H towards the end. And it was like, dude, you're clearly in charge. You're never getting pinned. You are so overly booked and overly built up now.
Mm-hmm.
It's like you don't need to wrestle anymore. Like I said, when there's no point in you wrestling, you're
Right.
done.
Yeah.
You're just this clearly like massive beast that's never going to get freaking pinned. And that's it. So, well, there's no reason for you to wrestle anymore.
Right. Yeah.
The intrigue of you being in a wrestling match is done. So what's the point?
Yeah. I don't want to see it. But you know, I'm hoping that the Danielson Rhodes match will be quick. I'm hoping that Malachi man just pins him.
Oh, I just hope he beats the brakes
him.
off of him and pins him pretty fast.
Yeah.
That's the hope anyway. Probably not going to happen. There's probably going to be some crazy weird ending. Arn's going to get in there and he's going to have a real gun. It's going to be ridiculous. I mean,
is he gonna have Alec Baldwin's?
Oh no, don't mention Alec Baldwin. Oh no.
Sorry, I don't want to offset the algorithm. Just that was terrible.
That guy's career's over.
I mean, but it's not his fault. I mean,
he killed somebody.
I mean,
it's not like nameless stuntman kills Brandon Lee. It's like, no, Alec Baldwin shoots and kills cinematographer.
Shouldn't they have told him that there was a live round?
God.
Why didn't they tell? Why didn't they tell him it was live ammo in the gun?
Who knows?
Who knows? I can't imagine.
Wow.
I can't imagine the trauma that he feels right now, and whoever the prop team is that had that on set didn't check it, didn't.
Wow.
And obviously
horrifying.
the family
just terrible.
Yeah.
Hearts go out to them.
Yeah. So Arn, so maybe Arn showing up with the fake Glock, probably not a good idea to do that anymore. No. But hopefully after this match tomorrow, we won't have to worry about crazy Arn or Cody.
Well, I certainly hope not. I mean, let's get on to seeing some just, different stuff. Cody, like I said, it's gonna be time to move on. You're the boss now, and it's get these kids on TV.
Yeah.
And let's get them some matches on television.
Yeah. I will say, I just realized that today marks 1 month to the day of Omega Danielson.
Really?
Yeah.
So we're coming up on our 1 month anniversary of our
1 month. Yeah. So yes, this is our 1 month anniversary, man.
All of you out there in internet land, better like and subscribe, do all the stuff, please, and leave us some comments. Tell us how we're doing.
Yeah.
I know Jerry reads them.
Yeah. And watch and continue to watch and support professional wrestling. When it comes to your town,
go see it.
Go see it. That's the best way to ensure that
the best way to enjoy it. If you've never been to a professional wrestling show live in person, it 100%. Is something to behold. Can't tell you how much fun it is. It is.
Yeah.
It's just amazing.
Yeah. So smash that like button, smash that subscribe button. And I don't know. I mean, like we said, we're not done with the week, so you might be seeing us again before the week's out.
Yeah, we might have to do a recap of Dynamite tomorrow night.
We just might. I think there's going to be a lot of good stuff on the show.
Might have to happen
tomorrow. 100%. All right. For we're Marked for Life. I'm Jerry.
I'm Jeff.
And we will catch you all on the flip side.
Deuces.
Deuces.